are capable of traveling thousands of miles. Those that are born here in New England journey to the southern tip of Greenland and all the way back again. Their ability to do this has captivated and mystified biologists for centuries. They are thought to use the temperature of the ocean, the stars, and their keen sense of smell to help them navigate. In fact, it's been reported that this creature's sense of smell may be 1,000 times greater than that of a dog. They are salmon, soon to be salmon. Salmon curled up and resting in their eggs. An Alaskan Fish and Wildlife study found that just one drop of water from the home stream of a salmon added to 250 gallons of water will take these salmon in the direction of that droplet. Spawning takes place in the late autumn and winter in rivers and tributary streams, some of which are just a few feet wide in areas with gravel beds. Turning on her side, the female salmon creates a hollow nest in the gravel with her tail. She can lay up to 1,000 eggs per pound of her body weight. When the yolk sac is completely absorbed by the body, the young salmon starts to hunt and leaves its freshwater breeding ground in search of food. This stage is called the fry stage. It's the third stage of the salmon life cycle. Small fry. This term is often used to describe people who are considered to be too little or too young to be taken seriously. But could these young salmon have something to teach us? Andrew Kimbrell, Executive Director of the Center for Food Safety and one of America's leading environmental attorneys, thinks we have a huge amount to learn from the salmon. Kimbrell believes that the current way of doing business in the world, making profit at any cost, is broken, and it's breaking us as well. The free market theory was devised 2.25 centuries ago by Adam Smith and others in order to alter human work and society itself to better fit the needs of the then budding Industrial Revolution. Since that time, our market economists have learned about the patterns of supply and demand. They know about the uses of technology and capital and the creation of commodities, but they don't know the ways of nature. So, can we find ways of doing things that are in harmony with the earth? Can we rid ourselves of this obsolete, dangerous, and somewhat pathological market mentality? In his essay, Salmon Economics, Kimbrell says, yes, there is a way out. There is a solution. The salmon, he writes, give us the answer. They grow and become mature, but always, ultimately, return to provide their local community with what it needs. Throughout the ages, salmon have been a powerful symbol for humans, and the salmon figures prominently in a medieval Irish poem entitled The Boyhood Deeds of Finn. According to the story, an ordinary salmon ate 9 hazelnuts that fell from 9 hazel trees. In doing so, the salmon gained all the world's knowledge. Salmon are also important to Native Americans, particularly the Haida of British Columbia. The legend of the salmon boy speaks of the cyclical notion of life and our own individual journeys. The salmon teach a young boy how to respect all life, the earth, our families, and one another. Only once the boy achieves this is he in balance. Only then is he at peace. The salmon swim out and back, a cyclical journey. As Gertrude Stein once reminded us, there are no straight lines in nature. The salmon risks everything to offer the best possible chance for the next generation. They are often fatally injured during their return journey to their spawning poles. Scientists have discovered that the remains of the returning adult salmon offer vital nutrition for their newborn. Other animals eating the salmon also help with the spread of these nutrients. About 70% of a black bear's annual protein comes from salmon. The nutrients given to the animals help fertilize the trees, whose roots in turn protect the rivers and streams from erosion and enrich the riverside vegetation. This ensures that the riverbanks are lush with cover, which in turn provides protection for the vulnerable salmon fry. As the salmon come home to the rivers of their birth, a vast ecosystem is replenished. The riverbank is what Ivan Peter spoke of when he talked about learning to love the land, the culture, and a feeling of inner peace that is reflected in the world around him. And is not a lush riverbank exactly what Judy Wicks is helping to create in the urban streets of Philadelphia? For 8 years, the Marion Institute has hosted Connecting for Change to bring some of the world's most renowned sustainability leaders to the South Coast to showcase solutions that can help our local communities thrive. And like the salmon, the Marion Institute swims out into the world seeking out the most innovative social and environmental leaders. We then bring those innovators back here to the South Coast, as Kimbrell suggests, to nourish the local community with a diversity of knowledge and experience. In 1999, the Institute began supporting Wangari Maathai, who had started a tree planting movement for women in Kenya. Earning money from the harvested trees, the women she worked with began to demand an equal say in how their communities were run. In time, over 30 million trees were planted, a democracy movement was born, and in 2004, Wangari was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. But long before that, the Marion Institute had been inviting Wangari here to the South Coast to share her wisdom with young and old. In the years since, the Institute has brought an array of world-renowned social and environmental innovators to New Bedford to tell their stories. Paul Hawken, Vandana Shiva, Bill McKibben, Janine Benyus, Satish Kumar, Ray Anderson, Van Jones, Amy Goodman, and many others have come to Connecting for Change to share ideas that can help our communities become more resilient. And getting these solutions into the hands and heads of the next generation is a big part of this conference. The Marion Institute raises scholarships to ensure that young people from any economic background have a chance to attend. And over the past 8 years now, we've awarded over 5,400 partial and full scholarships to this conference, because we believe that we are stronger and wiser and more resilient if we encourage a cross-generational sharing of wisdom, and because ultimately we believe that the younger generation, the small fry, are the real change agents. Connecting for Change is about ensuring that the riverbanks are lush with cover. First, it inspires us, or as Sandar Katz put it, it creates fermentation. It makes us bubbly. Ellen Tadd and Rebecca Costa showed us that if we exercise our brains and refocus our attention, we can be more in balance and improve our decision-making skills and take on big problems. Connecting for Change is about giving us the tools to return to our communities to take action. Kanika Gupta has created an online toolkit to carry your ideas into action, and Marchin's 50 open source toolkit could help redistribute wealth, protect the environment, and build thriving lives for millions of people. And like Kanika and Marchin, Kenny Osabel spoke of many, many others who are not just imagining a better world, they're building it. Ramon Gonzalez told us that raising and educating children is not some sort of urban experiment. He said, these are kids' lives we're talking about. And then Ramon and Amina and Arn Chon Pan showed us how we can and must nurture the small fry so that they can protect the next generation, and so on. Kimbrel writes, "For salmon, it is the circle of completeness that marks their life's work. They keep the eternal promise of renewal, not because they are progressing away from the past, but because they are recycling it into each new generation." The salmon teach us about the importance of local. They teach us redistribution and reciprocity. And they teach us the power of true giving. Salmon give without calculation of receiving something in return. You have traveled here from all over the country, migrating back to New Bedford this weekend to attend Connecting for Change, to learn, to recharge, to connect, and to give back to your local communities. And now is the time for the small fry, the ones that are often told that they are too young, too small, and insignificant. The salmon, both young and old, have something to teach us, that being a small fry doesn't mean you're unimportant, that to create sustainable, resilient communities, giving back is just as important as taking. All of us will grow and travel and learn, but by the light of the stars and scent of our homes, we must swim back. We must return, and we must give back for the small fry that come after us. Thank you.